Before we begin, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss a story from Hot Topic TV. We bring you the most intense, controversial, and thought-provoking stories that'll leave you questioning everything. Stay tuned till the end and make sure you're subscribed. In a quiet, picturesque town nestled along the coast, there was a clear, unspoken divide. On one side of the town, luxury homes overlooked the ocean, glistening in the sunlight, with manicured lawns and extravagant cars parked in large driveways. The wealthiest of the wealthy resided there, old families whose fortunes had been passed down through generations. On the other side, however, were the modest homes of the working class, people who kept the town running, but were seldom acknowledged by those living in the grand estates on the hill. Among them was Lila, a single black mother of two who worked multiple jobs to make ends meet. She had been raised in the same town, but her experiences were worlds apart from those of the wealthy residents. For Lila, every day was a struggle, a battle against rising bills, long hours, and the silent judgment of those who saw her as nothing more than the help. One of her jobs was working as a maid for one of the richest families in town, the Willingtons. They were old money, their wealth built on a fortune accumulated over decades. Catherine Willington, the family matriarch, was a woman of formidable presence, graceful in public but ruthless behind closed doors. Catherine prided herself on charity work, often boasting about how much she gave back to the community. But her benevolence was only skin deep. To the Willingtons, people like Lila were invisible. Servants, there to serve, clean, and never be heard. Catherine often held lavish parties for her wealthy friends, always flaunting her luxurious lifestyle. Lila was there at every event, silently cleaning up after the guests, being treated as little more than an accessory to the mansion. Catherine never once bothered to learn her name. To her, Lila was just another cog in the machine of her glamorous life. It was at one of these parties that things took a turn. Catherine had thrown her annual charity gala, an event meant to raise money for disadvantaged communities, yet ironically attended by the very people who perpetuated those divisions. The guests sipped champagne, exchanged pleasantries, and spoke about the importance of giving back, while their diamond rings sparkled in the dim light. Lila had been assigned to help serve the dinner. As she quietly moved between the tables, she overheard conversations that left her feeling sick to her stomach. Wealthy guests making casual remarks about people who can't help themselves and how lucky they are to have people like us to support them. There was no recognition of their privilege, no acknowledgement of the struggles faced by the people they claimed to help. Things escalated when one of the guests, Eleanor Bishop, a prominent socialite, drunkenly spilled her wine all over the table. Eleanor snapped her fingers at Lila, demanding she clean it up with an air of superiority that made it clear she viewed Lila as beneath her. The room fell silent for a moment as Lila knelt to clean the spill, feeling the weight of dozens of eyes on her, judging her, diminishing her. These people, Eleanor scoffed to her friend, they're lucky we even hire them. Honestly, what would they do without us? The comment hit Lila like a slap in the face. She had heard things like this before, but something about that moment, that night, broke something inside her. The rage simmered quietly beneath the surface, but Lila kept her composure. She had no choice but to continue her work. It wasn't until later that evening, when the gala was winding down, that everything changed. As Lila was clearing plates in the dining room, Catherine Willington came into the room with her close circle of friends. They were deep in conversation, laughing, oblivious to Lila's presence. Catherine's voice rang out. "Can you imagine," she said with a smirk, "what these people must think of us? They act so grateful, but you know they envy everything we have. That's why we give to charity. It keeps them in line." The room erupted in laughter, and Lila stood there, plate in hand, unable to move. In that moment, she felt invisible, as if she didn't exist. But something inside her shifted, and she decided that she was done playing by their rules. What the Willingtons and their guests didn't know was that Lila was more than a maid. Unbeknownst to them, Lila had been studying law in secret, determined to build a better life for her children. She had also been quietly documenting everything she had witnessed: the unethical practices of Catherine's charities, the exploitation of workers, the illegal tax evasions. And now, she had enough evidence to destroy their perfect little world. The very next day, Lila reached out to a trusted lawyer she had been consulting with. The plan was set in motion. A few weeks later, just as Catherine Willington was about to throw another gala, a major news outlet broke the story. The Willington fortune was built on years of corruption and lies. Catherine's charity work? A facade to avoid paying millions in taxes. Her help for the disadvantaged? An exploitative system designed to keep people dependent on her wealth, rather than offering real opportunities. It was a scandal that shook the town and the entire country. Catherine's face was plastered across every major news channel. Reporters hounded her outside her mansion, demanding answers. The woman who had once looked down on Lila now found herself humiliated, her reputation destroyed. The once powerful family crumbled under the weight of their own arrogance and greed. And Lila? She was no longer invisible. She had built a new life for herself, one where she was in control. The woman they had all underestimated had exposed the truth. And as she stood watching the news coverage of Catherine's downfall, Lila smiled to herself. Justice had been served. Thanks for watching this gripping story. If you found it as powerful as we did, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to Hot Topic TV for more stories that dive deep into the controversial and the unexpected. Don't forget to turn on notifications so you're always the first to know when a new story drops. See you next time.